I'm just gonna jump in and grab it. And then I'm just paddling?
Yeah.
All right, it's now or never. I'm just gonna jump in and grab it, and then I'm just paddling.
Yeah.
All right. It's now or never.
There's one.
Oh my goodness. Probably better if I'm towards the back of the boat, right? Yep. Party wave.
Go left, go left, go left. Uh-huh. You f***ing listen to the captain. Good job, man.
Ha!
Caught a wave that scared me. Dropping in, I was like, oh my God, like I cannot believe I'm taking off on this wave. Dude, it was a heavy wave because when I tried to cut out, it hit me and just threw me off. So we're stoked. We kind of accomplished what we came out here to do. So thank you, Captain Scott, for showing me. I know we didn't score it amazing, but I'm stoked that we just got my feet in the wax out there. Because think it might be a kook out there because I think I was just taking the wrong ways because every time I was like looking at it like, yo, I'm about to get so barreled, and then it just was like, just the drop. Talk us through it, champ. Why did we even go back out?
Because last time Scott told me to go back out, we got barreled for 4 hours, and then I vowed to never not listen to Scott again. So I was done, and he said go back out, and then we went back out, and it was really nice and clean for a bit. And I waited for the wave, and then the wave came, and then I don't know what happened. You'll see the clip, but
tell me about that when you were riding the lip down.
I did like a back paddle because I knew Scott says I didn't commit, and there was like a second where I thought you need to be deep, but I thought I was deep and I wasn't deep enough, and then I became one with the lip, and I tried to like back paddle to like let more of the water like fall first, and then I just like crawled up in a little ball and like mentally went somewhere else.
Wow.
But
and why did we come in?
Because we as soon as I wiped out, by the time I got back to the lineup, the wind switched, and the second I got back to the lineup and he got back to the lineup, big ol' set comes in that for some reason just didn't have friendly vibes. Like that set was not to be tried. Like it was like it was a get out of here set.
It was a weird set.
It was a leave now set. Like we made it over. We didn't get worked, but we were not more stoked after it was just not.
What's your Instagram?
Juan_Fisher.
Gotcha. All right, check him out on Instagram. He's out here charging. Thank you, Juan. Made my session way less terrifying. Thank you, Scott, for pushing me. Got a couple well overhead waves today. Stoked about it. And Red Frog Bungalows too on Instagram. And thanks, Mackie, for sticking out, shaking it out on the boat. And yeah, we're out of here. Woo!
Yeah, buddy.
All right, made it back safe and sound in one piece. Sitting next to a green chair. But this is the only place I could put my camera, so kind of a random level. Absolutely crazy day. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, kind of give you guys some insight into like what I was thinking. Surfing big waves is like kind of, well, I don't even want to say big waves. I want to say like, I guess in this case, waves of consequence, because a lot of people probably wouldn't consider that big wave surfing. I definitely do. I mean, those waves were big. In my opinion, they were big, so that's kind of how I make the claim. But it's interesting because like I was talking to Scott before we came here, and I was kind of like, hey, should I bring a step up? Like knowing in the back of my head that silverbacks could potentially be something that we go and check out and explore. He was like, nah, don't worry about it. It's not going to be big enough. We're probably going to be surfing the beach breaks. So I completely put it out of my head. We got here and he was kind of like, oh, the waves are going to be a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. We probably won't even surf the beach breaks. We're going to be surfing the reefs and maybe even silverbacks. So then I was kind of like, okay, let's see what happens. I have a 6.0. Luckily, Lucas, one of the other boat drivers, hooked me up with a 6.6, and it was the perfect board for today. Made my life a whole lot easier, so huge thank you to Lucas. Shout out, appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So pretty much he told us yesterday, he's like, dude, we're going to silverbacks tomorrow. It's gonna be pumping. Here's a picture. And he showed me this picture of silverbacks, and it was looking like at least 15 foot. So my heart just sunk, and I was like, oh my gosh, I guess I'm doing this. And it's one of those things, it's like, what's it gonna be like? I know nothing about the break. All I know is that everybody says it's so heavy and kind of weird and sketchy. So I didn't know what to expect. I was kind of just terrified. I was running the scenarios in my head like, if I get out there, all right, we're just gonna get out there and check it out. We'll just go check it out. And then I was like, what if it's on? Like, am I gonna be able to paddle out and take a wave? And it's one of those things where like, in the beginning I was like, absolutely not. We'll just go look at it in the boat and we'll just leave because there's no way I can handle this. And then we got there, I watched a couple waves. I was really nervous and I was like, all right, you know what? I think I can go sit in the lineup. And then I get into the lineup and I'm kind of like, am I gonna go? Like, am I actually gonna take off on a couple waves? Because when I first got out there, hand to God, how the sets were coming in, I was like, dude, there's no way I can take off on a wave. I would not make the drop. This place is insane. And lo and behold, there was like 20-foot waves coming in. And so I'm sitting out the back, and thank God Juan was out there and a couple other guys. I was just talking, kind of like got my heart rate down, casual. And finally, after waiting for a while, an opportunity came to me. and I pulled the trigger and I dropped in, expecting to drop in, super steep drop, and then make the bottom turn and set up for a barrel, because that's what I've seen in all the videos. So I paddled in, took off, dropped in, got to the bottom, I looked up, the wave was like 4 times over my head. And I was like absolutely tripping that I even made it to the bottom. And I was kind of surprised at like how easily I made it to the bottom. I'm not saying it was easy, it took a lot to get to that point, but I was like kind of surprised. And then I did a big bottom turn, just kind of cut out, and the wave just like took me out. And then like in the footage, you can't really see when I'm at the bottom of the wave. I disappear because there's a big lump in front of me. But I've been thinking about this because I was kind of bummed that like the shot wasn't like the shot. But in reality, I would rather get the wave than get the shot. I would rather know that I took that wave and I conquered my fears and I accomplished something that I went out there to accomplish than I would, like I would rather just have that feeling and it's like okay that I didn't get the shot. Like my life is all about vlogging, and I mean there's obviously evidence that I was out there and that happened. It would be cool to have like a picture of me bottom turning and like the whole, so you can see the actual height of the wave, but you guys get the idea. It was a bomb, it was a big wave. So then, you know, that gave me a little bit of confidence and I was like, okay, now I'm gonna try to get barreled. So then the wind came on, we ended up getting out of the water, and then Scott was like, dude, go back out, the wind's about to die off. We went back out and I kind of got on a little bit of a roll and I got pretty confident. And I was ready to pull in. And I put myself really deep on a couple of bombs and I pushed my limit and I made myself scared. And the barrel never came to me in that session. And that's also kind of something that messed with me because I was ready. Like I put my life into some of those drops and I was ready to pull in. Either like I was too wide or the wave didn't barrel or whatever the reasons are, the waves didn't end up barreling. And this is kind of what I wanted to get to, talking about big wave surfing. It's like, now I'm looking back on it and like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, I could have done way better. I could have been in this barrel. I could have taken this wave. I could have, you know, we could have gotten the shot of the one good one that I did get. But like, you kind of just have to put that all away and just realize that like, in the beginning, I wasn't even going to take a wave. So the fact that I actually went out there and actually got a couple waves under my belt was a big deal. So I'm really stoked. Huge shout out to Scott, Red Frog Bungalows. Thank you, Lucas, for letting me use the board, and thank you, Juan, for making it such an epic one. And thanks, Mackie, for getting the shot. And we did it. So we'll see what tomorrow has in store. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed looking into it a little more and kind of understanding where I was coming from and all that. And if you're enjoying the vlogs, just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the support. I've been doing this as a career for about 5 years now, and it's a true honor and a blessing. I know I'm not the hardest charger in the world. I'm kind of just like an average guy, but the fact that I've gotten to go out to some world-class waves is an honor for me. So thank you guys for supporting everything I do. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're enjoying the videos, please subscribe to support the channel. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, and apparently the waves are getting bigger tomorrow, so see you then.